It is the Riot Podcast, Tuesday, June 20th edition. Isaiah, I've got some huge news. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Let's hear it.
Did you know that we now have our very own show Instagram account?
Saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty huge, isn't it?
It is pretty huge.
You can follow us at Radio U Riot now on Instagram. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this because I notoriously have not been on Instagram. I don't have my own account.
So you don't really know what it is.
I know what Instagram is.
Doesn't seem like you know.
You post pictures and videos.
Mm-hmm.
And
So are you running this page?
no, I have no involvement. This is why somebody else had to make one for us because I have never been an Instagrammer. So I've never, there's not just not been enough.
You wouldn't know what you're doing.
The problem is there's just not been enough Hudson content on Instagram until now. Now you can find all of the Hudson and Isaiah you need at Radio U Riot on Instagram. But I'll tell you that I feel a lot of pressure with this as well because now we have to come up with content for this. You know?
Yeah, we do.
We have to come up with some of the things that I've been told is obviously there'll be clips from the show. There'll be little teases of stuff that we're doing on the show coming up. For example, tomorrow will be Would You Rather Wednesday. You should be able to get a look ahead at what the Would You Rather Wednesday question will be the day before, so you can start chiming in. And Nene, who's running the account, actually, he told me that we need to have there needs to be quotes from the show that he'll turn into posts as well.
Yeah, he's going to need to do a lot of work on this.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to do a lot of listening. But I think it's also on us to have to come up with some good quotes for the Instagram page, for the Radio U.
Because before, everything was on the Radio U page.
Yeah.
How long?
But there's just so much Riot content, it's spilling out off of that into this new page as well.
So how long, if ever, do you think it's going to take for the Riot page to get some followers?
Oh, we're going to get there. Just listen. This our Instagram, Radio U Riot on Instagram, it's going to get the podcast bump now that we're talking about it.
I've been looking for a podcast bump.
Yeah.
We should do that on mine, too. Mine's Isaiah Jacob. Go ahead and give me the podcast bump.
You can follow Isaiah there as well. Do you have any not even inspirational, no. Do you have any memorable quotes that we can use to jumpstart this Radio U Riot Instagram account?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Even from the show today, maybe. Of things that we talked about today. I don't know if I have any good ones.
You can't just come up with one on the spot?
Like, do you want me to just come up with a random quote?
Yeah, but something that would be worth posting.
I don't know. Probably
but something that's original.
Like, probably something along the lines of, like, I just don't think people understand the benefits of cow urine if you just drink it.
That's going to raise some eyebrows, cause some attention, for sure.
What about you?
I was thinking a haircut is only bad for 2 weeks.
You didn't say that in the show.
No, not today. I'm coming up with a quote. I'm inventing one.
That didn't seem very unique.
I said, my grandma always told me a bad haircut's only bad for 2 weeks.
That's true.
I think that could go viral.
You know what that sounds like, Hudson? That sounds like something we did talk about in the show.
Yeah.
1 in 4 seniors think their life advice would go viral.
That's right.
That sounds like some life advice that a senior would say.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
And if my grandfather was on social media, he was the one, not my grandmother, that would say that. And he would he may go viral.
He
may help us go viral.
A haircut is only bad for 2 weeks.
A bad haircut is only bad for 2 weeks. Remember that.
I will try. I'm sure I'll go on Twitter today and I'll see it today.
It's going to take off.
I love it.
We actually can tell you the Would You Rather question that will be on the show tomorrow, and that is, it's International Yoga Day tomorrow. Would you rather be super into yoga and everybody knows it, or super into karate and everybody knows it?
Ooh, karate.
I know my answer.
Yoga. Which one do you go? Like, we're talking about, like, which one would you rather go to every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, got it.
And everybody knows you're known as yoga guy, yoga gal, karate guy, karate gal.
Tough.
Which one would you rather be? Think about the benefits that come with either one and maybe some of the drawbacks.
Dane, this is so wild because these are both so prevalent in my life right now.
Oh,
I was
really?
just last night talking to someone about karate and yoga in the same conversation, and I can't wait to talk about it tomorrow.
You should have some inspiring insight.
Some great stuff.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. A lot of good stuff on the show today, and we will catch up with you next time.
See you guys.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioUOfficial. The Riot. Radio U.
Got a new dating trend, something that is potentially killing your relationship. You might want to watch out for. This is something recent, just published in a new study. It's called phubbing. You ever heard of phubbing?
Phubbing?
Phubbing.
Phubbing.
Yeah. You ever
With an F?
With a PH.
Oh, phubbing.
Yeah.
I never heard of phubbing.
Phubbing is, it makes a lot of sense when you hear it. Phubbing is made up of two words, phone and snubbing. So you put those together, portmanteau, phubbing.
And what does that exactly mean? Like, what are you doing that would be so wrong?
It's the idea of ignoring someone because you're more focused on your phone than the conversation or the time you're spending with them. So you can see,
got it.
You can see how that would be a killer, just poison to a relationship if the other person is feeling that you're more interested in your phone all the time than you are in them.
So this is an in-person thing, not a far apart thing.
Yes.
But you would think whenever the phone is involved and there's texting involved, things like that, usually that would mean that you're ghosting them essentially. But this is for if you're in person and you're just not paying attention to them.
This is you're on a date, you're having a Netflix night or whatever, bringing them over. And instead of talking to them about the movie, instead of making out, whatever you would do, you're staring at your phone instead.
Do you do this? This is your thing?
From time to time. From time to time.
At the house, you're just scrolling TikTok at home?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's different when you've been together for a long time, but you still got to make sure that you don't let the phone get in the way. So I have to watch for that. I do.
Let me ask you this, right? Have you ever had one of those times, because this is a very common thing that happens, at least, or so I assume.
Okay.
Is you're sitting at the house, right?
Yeah.
You're both on your phones. You're both scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's done scrolling on TikTok. She looks over at you and she's like, "Are you not going to pay attention to me?"
Even though we were both on our phones
we were just both doing it.
Yeah.
But now that you're done, all of a sudden, you want my attention.
There's, you know what? I think this is embarrassing to say. I think me and my wife could probably both admit this, that sometimes we'll be like, "Hey, I'm over here," while we're both on our phone.
Yep.
You know, it's like, pay attention to me. But you can see why this would be detrimental to your relationship. According to this new study that was just published, they found that, unsurprisingly, the higher that people scored as far as feeling phubbed, phone snubbed by their significant other, the higher they also, or the lower they scored on relationship satisfaction. So basically, if you want to keep your relationship alive, put your phone down and focus on the person you're actually dating and hanging out with.
Another thing that's similar to this that does make me upset is if we're watching a movie together, right? And I'm in on the movie. I'm watching the movie, and she's like on her phone, not paying attention to the movie.
Yeah.
Because then, even though it's not like we're talking, I'm still feeling phone snubbed. So I'm like, are you not going to pay attention to the movie?
I'm with you on that.
That I picked out?
I'm with you on that.
You're scrolling TikTok. That is a big ick for me. I hate that.
You know what? That's a tough call on that one, though, because sometimes if you bring it up, it's like, hey, you're not even paying attention. You're looking at your phone. I'm trying to watch this movie. I thought we were watching it together. And then they'll be like, yeah, it's just kind of boring. And then it's like, you have to stop the movie.
Then like, let's not watch it.
Pick something entirely new, but I was actually in on the movie.
I like the movie.
So I usually just let that sleeping dog lie.
Yeah, I hate that. But I would rather her just say, I don't really like it. And then I can just make a big scene out of it. Yeah. I can be like, well, we're not watching it then.
Just get dramatic.
I thought you were in on this with me, but I guess not.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
2,000 senior citizens were asked, do you think your advice, your life advice after, you're a senior citizen, you've lived a long life, you think your life advice would go viral online on social media? 25% said yes.
It's a high amount.
It sounds high, doesn't it?
That sounds really high.
I feel like real optimistic on the seniors' part.
Yeah, 1 in 4.
1 out of 4 grandparents say that they think their life advice is good enough to go viral online.
See, because I think there's 2,000 surveyed?
Yeah.
I think of the 2,000, don't you think 1 in every 2? No, 1 in every 3 are going to give pretty similar advice.
That's what I'm thinking.
There's going to be a lot of repeats.
Uh-huh. And I'm sorry to say this, but I think I'm not out of bounds as somebody who has grandparents that I think I can say this, that grandparents, they give advice to their own children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren even, and even they don't listen. So you think some strangers are going to listen, you know?
But we're just looking to go viral here.
Yeah.
Not exactly is it good or bad advice.
I just, I think you're better. I think you'd have to actually give bad advice, stuff that people wouldn't be expecting if you wanted to go viral.
Something shocking.
And obviously it wouldn't go viral if I did it because I'm young. Nobody would care. But if I had, if I looked the part of a grandparent and then I started telling people that actually you need to bang your hand with a hammer once a month because that was my key. If you don't have a black thumb from a hammer, then you're not going to live a long life or something like that. I think that might go viral. But if you actually give people good advice, I think that you're not going to go viral at all. And I think most of these people would take it too seriously.
Yeah, because I mean, the only stories that we see are what? The 112-year-old woman that's been drinking Diet Coke every day for 60 years.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about every Tuesday on the show. We don't talk about the fantastic advice that some 112-year-old gave that was really serious advice because that never goes viral.
Yeah.
And so therefore, of the 2,000, I think what's more egregious is the part of the survey that says 41% also think their insights are worthy of a book deal.
Wow.
That's 1 in every 2 think they could write a book.
Yeah, nearly.
And yet again, I think that everybody lives an interesting life. And I think everybody's real unique. But I think we're all a lot more alike than we think.
Yeah. This is the senior citizen equivalent of when you're at work with your friend, your coworkers, and you're like, we're so funny. We could, if they just filmed this, it would be just like The Office.
We could just make a TV show.
Yeah, they should make a TV show on this.
Could they make a movie about us?
And
Probably.
every office has probably said that ever since The Office came out. And it's just not true.
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff that's funny or interesting to you and the people that know you, but typically the general population. Yeah, population. They're not going to latch onto it.
41%.
It's hard to go
that's
viral.
Crazy.
It's hard to go viral. Believe me, I've tried, and I will keep trying until I'm a senior citizen.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Kourtney Kardashian. You've heard of her, right?
Familiar.
She is, she's been together with Travis Barker, famous drummer from Blink-182, a band that's been around for a while, believe it or not. 47 years old, Travis Barker is. Kourtney Kardashian, 44. And congratulations are in order. They're pregnant.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Don't you mean
news.
she's pregnant?
People a lot of times say they're pregnant for
they're
a couple.
Pregnant.
Yeah, they're
As a
pregnant.
duo.
But Kourtney herself carrying the baby. She revealed the news actually on Friday at a Blink-182 concert. She made a sign that says, "Travis, I'm pregnant," held it up from the crowd. Now, that might sound like kind of an odd thing to do. It makes a little more sense when you know that that's a recreation of a scene from one of Blink-182's famous music videos from back in the day. So it makes a little more sense, but still an odd time to deliver such big news, right? Would you think so?
I think that's a pretty wild time when he's mid-performance.
Yeah. Is that like when you're ranking like the top places that you don't want to receive huge news? I mean, this is good news at least, but think of like the top places you don't want to receive huge news, really big, important news. Is like wouldn't work be one of them?
Like in the middle of actually, work wouldn't be bad.
You don't think so?
Depending on the job that you do, because for some jobs, you might just get to leave. You know?
I don't think you get to leave.
If you get shocking enough news, you can be like, I need to leave. But during a concert, you can't leave.
No. Well,
we couldn't
again,
leave either.
it depends on what the news is, but I don't think if my wife called me right now and said,
but you can't leave
I'm
here.
pregnant, I don't think they'd let me leave. I don't think I'd be justified.
I think it's
which is why I wouldn't want that news now.
I think at some jobs you could probably leave, right?
You think so?
Maybe if you justified it. I need to get out of here. My wife's pregnant. I don't know if that's going to work. You think it's going to work or not?
No, I don't think that would work. It might get you like a free lunch, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe people be real fired up for you, depending on your office.
You probably could kill a lot of time in the break room just talking and stuff.
Yeah.
So your day would probably be a little more relaxed.
It would be a little better. But wouldn't you prefer, though, that kind of news? Wouldn't you prefer to actually, first of all, be with the person sharing it with you and, be able to have it be a special moment instead of just, hey, the middle of your humdrum work day, guess what? Pregnancy.
Dang. She already has 3 kids. This is her 4th kid.
So at that point, it's not even big news, right? Is that how it works?
That's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, they're kind of older to have kids.
They are 44
and 47.
That's
47.
That's up. I mean, 47 for Travis Barker. That's nothing. We've talked about Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Yeah, that's still an older age.
It's
for anybody.
older than average. 44 for a woman to carry a baby is
pretty old.
It's getting up there, but definitely congratulations on that. The other thing I was thinking is, there's no way this is how he actually found out, though, right?
You think so? You think he already knew?
She told everything in Kourtney Kardashian, any Kardashian's life. It's so Instagrammable, so pre-planned and whatever, that he already knew about it, and this was just for the cameras, for the socials.
So you're not thinking this was a genuine reaction?
I don't think so. I would be surprised.
Dang. Ruins it.
Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it?
Especially because, he's on stage performing. I would rather him be, thrown.
Yeah.
And then he's
unable to drum properly the rest of the night because he's just so excited.
Precisely.
I'm having another kid. Yes, I'm going to be a daddy.
Or it's like, oh, my gosh, I'm having another kid. Again.
Oh, hi there. This worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
This is unfathomable. Unfathomable. Can we cut and start over?
Unfathomable?
Unfathomable to me. Teachers in Switzerland are sounding the alarm on students as old as 11 still wearing diapers.
That seems old. And I don't know much about kids.
Yeah.
But that seems a bit old.
That's pretty old. You're 11. You're getting close to, Isaiah, think about this. If you're 11, this is what I do know. You're not far off from puberty.
Got it. So almost middle school.
Yeah, you could have hair in your armpits.
5th grade?
And be still in diapers in Switzerland.
No way. Nobody has hair in their armpits when they're 11.
I don't know. You're getting close.
You don't get that till you're in high school.
People start making jokes about 11. It. I don't know.
Nobody in middle school had hair in their armpits.
You didn't see my armpits.
Yeah, clearly not.
I think we need to be clear, and they've been clear about this too. There's different reasons why you may still be wearing a diaper later on in life. This is not, they're not complaining, oh, these people, these children, they have whatever, trauma they went through or physical issue or whatever. This is not that. This is parents not teaching their children, not potty training their children. And so therefore, the kids are growing up not knowing how to go to the bathroom properly, and so they're wearing a diaper until they're double digits in age. And what to make matters worse, right? It's bad enough you're sending your kid to school 9, 10 years old wearing a diaper. The teachers have to change them.
What?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
That's what they're complaining about.
Who is this they? Because I'm not changing your diaper. That's not a part of my job description.
That's what the teachers are saying.
As a 5th grade teacher, you're going to come up and ask me that? No.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Call
your mom. You know what happens? You know what happens? This is what happens, okay? So when I was in 4th grade, and 4th grade was the last time that I have a vivid memory. This would have been around the age of 11.
Okay.
That I have a vivid memory of me going to the bathroom in my pants.
Okay.
I peed my pants.
Yeah.
I was laughing too hard. Not because I wasn't potty trained, but because I was laughing too hard.
You don't have to explain yourself.
You know what you do as an 11-year-old when you pee your pants?
You wrap a sweater around your
You go to the office.
crotch. Yeah.
You go to the office and you go home. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I went home. I didn't say, "Hey, Mr. Franks, you think you could help me out here?
I need a wipe.
I need something down here, and I need your help." No, you go home. And so for these kids who are like 11 years old, need their diaper changed, if they came up and asked me as the teacher, I would say, you know what we're going to do, Johnny? We're going to go ahead and call your mom, and we're going to have her come pick you up. Until you can go to the bathroom at school without a diaper, you're going to hang out at home for a while. You're going to talk to your mom. That's what we would do.
Now, some of the things to think about, too, is this isn't just obviously inconvenient for the teachers because it's not part of your job description. I don't think even like kindergarten, I would think most of the kids are potty trained at that time, like 4 or 5 years old for the majority of kids. So really, if you're getting into the profession of teaching, you're not getting into it thinking you're going to have to change diapers. That shouldn't be a part of your job description. In fact, that's actually seriously problematic, I would say. But it's not just inconvenient for the teachers. It's also, you think about the students, you think of, if you're a parent sending your kid to school still wearing a diaper, what's the big deal? But when they're getting to that age, when you're getting up into 8, 9, 10, 11, you're having like gym class, swimming class, and the kid's going to get found out and then get bullied by other students. It's not that it's right that it's not okay to bully, but kids are kids. It's not. This is all wrong all over the place.
I agree.
And this is what Switzerland's dealing with as a country.
And just the smell in general in the classroom. There's multiple of them. Ugh.
These Swiss parents need to get on top of things.
Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
What is something that you thought would be easy until you actually tried it?
It's a good question.
I'll give you an example. Here's one for me. Changing your oil in your car.
Thought it would be easy, eh?
It seems so easy, and I don't mean to say it's impossible. I still know how to change my oil. I can do it. But I thought this is, so many people seem to do this at home with no issues. I thought I'd just be able to watch a YouTube video and knock it out of the park. And what I'll tell you is when I learned how to change my oil, I learned on my previous car, which was uniquely difficult for changing oil if you didn't have a lift to get your car up. Trying to reach in and get the oil filter out was next to impossible with your car just flat on the ground, reaching down through. So that was a tough learning experience. But even still, with my current vehicle, which is much more standard and easy, it's not as easy as you might imagine just based off of the sheer number of people that seem to be able to do it. So oil change for me, I'll still do it myself from time to time, although, most of the time I feel like it's just less hassle to just go pay somebody to do it. But that was the first one that jumped to mind for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I can think of that I thought I would be better at that I didn't end up being good at.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm a fairly overconfident person. Shocker. Like snowboarding, skiing, wakeboarding.
You struggle with that?
I am able to ski, water ski. I've never snow skied.
Okay.
I could not wakeboard for the life of me. And it looks so easy. Like the people back there, and the worst part is, this is the worst part, is when you're doing something like that, like snowboarding, water skiing, and you're with your friends who like have a boat or like frequently do it, right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
the gap
okay.
is so wide.
You're like, if Jimmy can do it, like, come on.
Yeah.
I can do it. Like, I just watched him wakeboard. He's not an athletic guy. If Jimmy can do it, and Jimmy's little sister, who's like 7, she's also wakeboarding.
Yeah.
Like, I can get up on that thing.
You would think.
Couldn't do it. And that was a humbling experience. When the little siblings that are like 8 or 9, that also yet again grew up on the boat or on the mountain, whatever it is, are doing the things at a high level or even at an average level.
Yeah.
And you can't even do them at the lowest level of possible, then that's when it gets embarrassing. And then you're there for the whole weekend, and what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're sitting on the tube.
You got to practice.
Doing, buddy.
You got to practice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, for skiing, if you've never been actual skiing, I think it's easy to start skiing. It's easy to be able to figure out how to go down the bunny hill. But the gap between being able to do the very basic of basic skiing stuff and actually being able to do any of the actual mountains, there is a bigger gap there. It's not as easy as you might think just from watching it. Well, text in if you've got a good one, 8772 Radio U. Already seeing some good text coming through on things you thought would be easy until you actually tried it.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
We're talking things you thought were easy until you actually tried them. For me, it was oil change. Just doing it at home without having, without having ramps. Jonathan said I should get ramps and make it a lot easier. It would make it easier.
It does lift up the car.
It does lift up the car. Jonathan, for his part, says reloading ammo for accuracy. I guess when you're talking a gun, I'm not too familiar with that world. It doesn't sound that doesn't sound easy to me, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't sound easy to me either.
I don't know how to load in the first place. So
let alone for accuracy.
Yeah, but Jonathan, he thought it was easy until he actually tried it. What about Amanda? This is a great one. This is such a great answer. Owning a house.
Oh, yeah.
You think it sounds so easy, doesn't it?
It sounds so simple.
Once you have the money and the credit, you
just save up, right?
You just have your own house.
Then you just buy it.
And you don't got to answer to nobody. But
like, there's many things that go into that, like getting the money, finding the house, buying the house, then accepting the offer, all those things.
Yeah. Well, I guess you don't sell your house if it's the first time buying a house, but what about like the HOAs? And then here's something crazy that always worries me about buying a house is if you get your own house, you have to take care of it.
You do.
It's not the landlord's problem. There is no landlord. It's on you if the air conditioning breaks down in the middle of summer. That sounds like it would suck. Let me see here. Charlie says waking up earlier than normal. Yeah.
See, I think this is what I'll say about that. I don't think that waking up earlier than normal, if you have to do something, is that difficult. Like if I have to be at work at 5:30, then I'll be there. But let's say like if I wanted to go to the gym before work.
Yeah.
And like it's like an option. Like I don't have to go. That's when it's tough. Like if I had to be at work at 9 and when I go lay down in bed, I'm like, you know what? This is going to be one of those nights where I go to bed early and I'll get a little more sleep and I'll wake up at 6 and I'll go to the gym. And then 6 a.m. rolls around and you're like, but I could lay here.
Yeah.
I could just stay. I don't have to go. That's when it's really tough.
This is what I go through every weekend. It's like, I'll just get up at 8 on Saturday.
On the weekend. Trying to be productive in the morning, impossible.
I'll mow the lawn at 8 a.m. and then I'll have the whole day ahead of me.
And I can do whatever I want. I can get so much done.
I'm sleeping until 10:30 every time. How about Hayden, who was following on your talk of wakeboarding and skiing and whatnot, surfing? Surfing.
Never tried.
It looks easy, but I know in my heart, I know it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah,
you just
it can't be.
Right? What about Thad? This is a good one. I've done this. Cold showers.
Tough. They are hard.
Yeah. I tried to talk myself into it. It's like if they can do it in other places, toughens you up, I can do it. Save money. I can't do it.
It also helps you lose weight too.
Really?
Oh, it's a huge weight loss thing.
Dang.
If you do cold showers, you're supposed to do it for like 3 to 5 minutes a day. It's supposed to shed fat off your body.
I wish I could bring myself to actually do that.
I used to do cold showers every day when I was cutting earlier. And the best way I did is you have to start at lukewarm and work your way down. Just turn it out a little bit at a time. Let your body adjust.
That's a good idea.
Let your body adjust to it, and then all of a sudden it's freezing cold, and you feel comfortable in there.
I'm gonna try that. I got one more here from Jefferson who said quitting sugar.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. You think you can just cut it out. It's like I don't eat that many.
It's in literally everything.
Right. It's not just quitting desserts. It's quitting so much. It's quitting ketchup.
Oh, yeah. There's so many things that sugar's in that you don't even realize.
Well, it's tough. You got any more?
The last one I had, this one is one that's like many a times, I think, for people. Maintaining friends as an adult. I think that's a lot harder than it seems.
Tough.
You think it'll be easy, like when you graduate from college and you continue on, like, oh yeah, I have lots of friends, I'll just continue talking to them and whatnot. People get busy. It's tough to maintain the friendships.
Yeah, you have more responsibilities. They have more responsibilities. It all adds up to...
You don't see each other every day. You have to try to go see each other. You might not live next to them anymore.
And you know what? There's a reason that long-distance relationships romantically often don't work out, and that's similar to why if you move away, a lot of your friendships don't work out either. It's just hard to keep that person top of mind when you're not seeing them very often. So that's a good one. 8772 Radio U. Things you thought would be easy until you tried them and found out they aren't. Let us know if you've got any.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.